look at the wrap on this German motor, this DAF here. So we're just exiting ADS at Stoke. If you ever park up overnight or come through the day, well, if you come through the day, this is the way out. If you park up overnight after 7 AM, this is the way out. If you're leaving before 7, they have you going out the other side of the yard, and that just takes you up to the side of Lidl. This is the only way out if you come this way, because obviously you just see that no entry, because that's the slip. And then if you were to turn right, it's a dead end. So you've always got to come this way. In the morning, most of these cars aren't here. And if you come out and you want to go eastbound across towards Uttoxeter and Nottingham on the A50, once you get to this roundabout here, go all the way around it, back on yourself, because we're on the race section now next to the A50, so you've got to go all the way around that roundabout. Basically do a U-turn and go back the other way, and then you'll come to the slip road. So now it's 4:30 on a Friday, and I'm on my way to Oxford for a 8 or 9 AM delivery tomorrow, Saturday morning. I've only put the camera on because I were bored and I thought I'd just start waffling, so I've just showed you how to get out of the truck stop. I'm going to jump on the M6 now in a minute. I'll figure out what I can talk about for 10 minutes, and we'll take it from there. So you may well be asking, right, why are you working on it? Well, why are you delivering on a Saturday? Well, I think it's for ease of access. I'm going down to Oxford Uni, who are having a there's a new build department going up. So what I'm delivering is well, it's not the lab equipment, it's the, you know, all the cupboards and stuff, you know, all the worktops and the cupboards for the lab. I've already been once this week. Actually, I'll tell you what I've done this week, because I mean it's very, if you watch the Keeping It Real, there should be, oh, what's happening here now? Oh, it's moving again up there. Yeah, if you watch the Keeping It Real 1, 2 and 3, basically that was a typical average week. So this week, obviously now it's Friday, sorry, I'm just trying to look what's happening up here, but I can't see anything. So now I've not filmed this week. I just thought I'd have a chat more than anything else. So this week started for, now if you watch those other videos you'll be aware of what I'm going to say now. If not, you don't have to watch them, but if you watch the Keeping It Real, you'll get a rough idea. So this week, Monday, went down from the northwest to the direct customer in Stoke, collected stuff from there, did a drop for them in Coventry, then went to the powder coaters in Coventry, picked some stuff up in there, picked stuff up from there, took that to Haverhill again, and then empty. So that was Monday. That was Monday's job, but then I was stuck in Haverhill with I'm not saying nothing to do, but with a few options. Do I go online and look for stuff, or do I make a couple of phone calls? Now, I knew the stuff I'd delivered the previous week to Coventry. I'm going around the houses again, aren't I? I'd delivered to Coventry would be ready, because they get straight on it and get the stuff done, so I knew it'd be sitting there done. This is the stuff I normally collect when I do the Thursday run, when I do the Utoxeter to Stoke Coventry kind of run. So I rang the people up I deal with and kind of said, look, I'm going to be passing Coventry later today or first thing in the morning, which would be Tuesday. Do you want to bring Thursday's run forward a couple of days and I can do it Tuesday instead? So a couple of phone calls were made, and then they said, yeah, that makes sense. The customer are desperate for the stuff, so it'd really help anyway if you could do it Tuesday. Right, so we sorted that out. So what I did, because it was still Monday, I went to Coventry, picked the stuff up, and started making my way up to Uttoxeter. That's when I parked up at Burton-upon-Trent, and if you've seen the video about having my curtains cut, that's when that happened. So then went up there, did that, so that left me back in Coventry on Tuesday evening. No, it didn't. Yeah, it did. I'm getting confused. Yeah, Tuesday evening. But during Tuesday I got a call to see if I was available to collect out of Manchester and deliver to Oxford. Now this is a guy that'll yeah, so that's right, sorry, yeah, so I got there Tuesday evening, but during the day on Tuesday I got a call from a guy that I used to work for when I was freelancing as a driver. I didn't do loads and loads of work for him, but whenever any of his lads were on holiday, I drove their trucks. But he's no longer got trucks. He's got a couple of vans and kind of finds loads for people, that posts them online, rings people up. You know, the kind of a freight forwarder type of guys, deals with courier companies and all that kind of stuff. So one of his old customers who used to use him for his trucks, which he no longer has, he still has a relationship with them. So whenever they need a bigger vehicle than the van, they'll ring him, and in turn he rings me. So since Christmas I've probably been going down to Oxford 5, 6, 7 times on this particular job, and it pays alright, and again it pays on time, and I know he'll give me more work. So bit the bullet Tuesday, told him I'd do it, I'd pick it up first thing Wednesday. So then after I'd tipped on Tuesday at Coventry, I had to make my way up to the northwest to collect first thing Wednesday morning. So I took a bit of a hit because I had to run up there empty, which in the grand scheme of things it isn't, you know, it's not the end of the world. So I picked that up Tuesday morning, ran down to Oxford, tipped that kind of dinner time on, oh no, sorry, Wednesday. Picked that up Wednesday morning, sorry. Obviously ran down Wednesday, tipped that late morning, dinner time. But again, while I was doing the job for him, he rang and asked if I was available again to do exactly the same run, but collect on Friday, which is today, and deliver on Saturday. So obviously I said yeah, because I'm doing that now. So I knew then that on Wednesday, after tipping at Oxford, any load I wanted to do, I'd be better getting up to the northwest, so it plonked me there. Even if it plonked me there first thing Thursday morning, at least I was in the northwest ready for Friday morning. So tipped Oxford Wednesday, went and parked up kind of outskirts of Oxford on the Park and Ride, which is where I'm going to go now. So you'll see where that is if you ever need parking. And nothing came in. I didn't want to run up empty again, so I decided to stay the night at Oxford. I mean, I was parked up for mid-afternoon, which is a bit of a bummer really, but it's just the way things happen sometimes. So I parked up Wednesday afternoon, Oxford. Went online, and then about 3:30 a job popped up from Abingdon. So Abingdon's only about 10 miles south of Oxford, and that was going up to Wigan. So I thought, oh, that's ideal for Thursday morning. So quoted that, got that, collected that Thursday morning. So that was dishwashers out of Abingdon going up to Wigan. So went up to Wigan, tipped that again. By now it's mid-afternoon, and I'm thinking, well, I'm in the northwest now. I'll keep my eye out for some other local jobs, which didn't come off. So I ended up that night parking just outside. Well, came out, got a Wigan kebab. If anyone knows what a Wigan kebab is, tell everybody else in the comments, and you get 10 points. So had a Wigan kebab. Then I went across through Hindley towards the M61. After going through Hindley, I saw some cow yedders. If anyone knows what cow yedders are, put them in the comments. Everybody else will be intrigued to know what they are. And then I just parked up on Rivington Services, Bolton North Services. And had another look online, and then another job popped up for Thursday morning, and that was just from Leyland to Manchester near the Etihad, the Etihad. So quoted that, didn't get it. The job went off, was reposted with another with the price they were willing to pay someone to do the job, and it was only 20 quid less than I'd quoted. So anyway, I ended up getting that. So Thursday morning, picked that up near Dr. Utker. Got loaded straight away. This is like, you know, flooring that they use in the back of trucks on your load bed. That kind of flooring in the back of Luton vans and that kind of vehicle. So pick these sheets up of plywood, whatever it is. Took that to Manchester, to a place that they must retrofit from the factory with their own bodies. Anyway, tipped that. Tipped that, then had a break. Now it's about 10:30, and I'm thinking I could just do with another little local job before I go and pick this one up. Anyway, nothing came in, so bit the bullet, went and picked this stuff up at 11:30, 12 o'clock. Now loaded with the lab furniture, I suppose you'd call it, on my way to Oxford. So I hope you found that very interesting. And like I say, the only reason I put the camera on is because I'm bored and wondered whether or not you wanted a chat. So we're on our way down to Oxford now. There's supposed to be a mega delay at Oxford, but on the northbound side, even though I'm going south, but the matrix on the southbound saying there's a 90-minute delay. So we'll see what happens, and if it's all right, what I'll do, I'll just I'll just film the way into the park and ride at Oxford that allows HGV parking. It's only a tenner. Normally during the day it's rammed. You can go on any time you want, but if you go on during the day, just be aware that it's normally rammed with coaches. Just because Oxford, being the type of place it is, it attracts a lot of day visitors, school kids, students from elsewhere who come and have a wander around and take photos of old buildings. And then they start clearing off late afternoon, going picking up the passengers, and then, you know, we can go on all night then. It's just round the corner from a Chippy and a Tesco Extra, which must be the dearest supermarket I've ever been in, but that's another thing. So that's where we're up to. That's what I've done this week. Not much different really to the keeping it real videos, but I don't know why. I just thought you might want to know what I've been up to this week and why I'm doing this job on a Saturday. now we're on the southbound A34, just about to bypass Oxford. Luckily there wasn't a 90-minute delay or whatever I said before. So we're en route to our overnight parking spot. So for the drivers out there, you obviously recognise where I am. It's like a roller coaster. Still south, past the 420, Botley, because we're headed to the south side, obviously from north to south. What are you doing now? Then off at Hinksey Hill, which is the southern part of the ring road. The 423. Just keep it rolling now so you've an idea how far from the A34 is. So in towards Oxford, you can see the signs for Redbridge Park and Ride. Just follow those signs. Just to be aware, well, there's a couple of caravan sites down here to my left with permanent residents, if you know what I mean. And that's all I'll say on the matter. So left at this junction, still signposted for the Park and Ride and City Centre. And off to our left, you can't see it through these trees, but is the Park and Ride. Just hope it's not full of coaches. Obviously I've not been here on a Friday before. Normally during the week they've all cleared off by now, but I don't know whether weekend hotel type people might be here with loads of coaches. So you drive past the entrance to the Park and Ride. I don't know whether that's the car and bus entrance. And then you'll come up to this funny set of traffic lights. So obviously there's a bus lane here, we're turning left at the side of the Travel Lodge. That's if first the lights have been on green all the time. Might be a bit tight if you're in an Arctic, but you can get round. And then immediate left as though you're going into the Travel Lodge. Going after all these trees, looks empty. So all you do when you park up, there's a couple of pay and display machines on the left here. I know I said it was a tenner, but currently it's £10 and 10p. £10 and 10 pence. Oh, I'm gonna go right on the end, I think. Next to the end. I think if you come on during the day, you've still got to pay, but it's by the hour, so it might be like a couple of quid for an hour or something like that if you're ever stuck for a, you know, a 45 or something like that. Let's get it right so I'm not sleeping the wrong way up. That's better. Just in that divot. Let's get out of that divot, that's it. Right, there we have it. So just before I finish for the evening, and this is a serious question, if you live in Oxford or around Oxford, what's it actually like in real terms for crime? Because I bet for most of us we think of Oxford as this quaint little city. It's a city, isn't it, Oxford? Or is it a big town? Anyway, so Oxford, the city of Oxford, the town, it's got a university, it's a city. Right, so the city of Oxford, you know, it's got this reputation for it's quite affluent in it. You've got the university, you've got a lot of students with, well, they may or parents have a lot of money. Everything else that comes with Oxford, day trippers, you know, tourists from all over. Now the reason I ask is earlier in the video I said I'd been coming down since Christmas. I've been flying past Oxford for the last 25-30 years, but it's only recently I've actually gone into Oxford doing this delivery, so it's only recently I've been parking round here. Otherwise I park further down, you know, if I'm flying up and down A34, I'm down at Newbury or, you know, M40 somewhere. So the reason I ask is because on Wednesday night, when I stopped here, parked up here, decided to go down to Tesco and go and get and the chippy further down the road. So as I get out my truck and I'm walking across the front of the Travelodge here, and then three lads legged it across, and they weren't out having a jog, they were legging it, you know, they do 100 metre, you know, they were going for it, and I could hear sirens. So they legged it, but then there's quite a lot of people hanging around outside the Travelodge. So then as I walked out and crossed the road, a copper's running out of one of the residential streets, kind of looking all over. So I says to him, "You're looking for three lads?" He said, "Yeah." He says, "Right, they've just legged it over there." Right, no problems. And I carried on down to Tesco. Then a police van flew up, blew in and two in it, another police car and an unmarked police car. So I don't know what these lads had done, but they had a copper on foot chasing them, there were a van after them, a car and an unmarked car, and sirens and all sorts. Anyway, so I trundled off to Tesco, going, and then I never heard anything after that. So then I walked down to Tesco, so I'm in Tesco getting a bit. I didn't get a lot because it's really expensive, that Tesco there. There's not a lot of choice, and I know it's only a small one, but even still. So I go in there, and I never like using the self-serve machines. I think it's a way of these big supermarkets, not just Tesco, to not employ people, and I don't really like that. And I don't like the fact that when you use them, you're on screen like this, and as soon as you go on, your image is on that. And I'm not into Big Brother. We're not in North Korea, and I hate all that kind of stuff. Don't mind if you walk in a shop and there's a CCTV camera, you know, in a corner, or one's looking down on particular expensive stuff, but to have one directly in your face like this just while you're doing your shopping, I think's bang out of order. So I don't use them, mainly because it's a way of laying off staff in it. Anyway, so that's by the way. So I'm queuing up at the till, and there's a couple of people using the self-serve things. So as I'm being served, obviously these two clear off, and then another member of staff says to this member of staff, he's not paid for his stuff. So then they go over to the screen, you know, and they key in some number, maybe some security thing that they do to, and say, no, he's not paid, and he's legged it. And I'm stood there thinking, well, why don't you go and get him? And it's, no. So someone's legged it out of Tesco with a shopping. 3 lads have legged through the park and ride with police chasing after them. And then I walk down to the chippy, and there's a bloke at the chippy. I can't really say what kind of person he was, because I might get in trouble. But let's say I could tell he was dodgy, right? So he's in the chippy, and the people in the chippy are refusing to serve him because he's got a dodgy debit card, and he's saying they've got a dodgy machine. And in chippies and stuff, I always use cash, I'll not use my card. But there was another couple in front of me, so they then got served. They went to pay with a card, and it went through straight away. So this bloke's like ranting and raving that they won't accept his payment, but his payment it won't go through. I mean, fair enough, he might just not have had enough money in his account, or he maybe had a damaged card, but due to the person not judging people on appearances at all, honest, it was probably a dodgy debit card. So he cleared off saying, I'll be back in 5 minutes, I'll just get some money out of my car. Bear in mind, I've not even ordered yet. So he cleared off, they got served, then I got served, had them do me a fresh fish, so I must have been in there 15 minutes. And bear in mind, he just went out to go to the car to get his money, and he never came back. So I'm just curious, is Oxford this quaint place where it's all bicycles and artists sat painting on the grass? Or is there an underbelly? I know we're on the south side, but it's not exactly South LA, is it? It's not South Central LA, Compton, is it? It's Oxford. So anyway, but it's a serious question, right? Not taking the mickey, it's a serious question. And the reason I've just asked it and started this video is I was sat here finishing my paperwork, and opposite the lorry park bit here, there's a railway line somewhere because I can hear trains, but for about 10 minutes there's two, they weren't fighting, but they sounded like they were going to get into a fight. I don't know whether it were domestic or just but it was shouting and bawling for like 10 minutes. So that reminded me of the other night, and that's why I'm asking the question. So no, I'm not taking the mickey, it's just, it is a serious question, because when you walk down into Oxford or drive through, it's nice, there's no boarded up shops and stuff like there is where I come from. You know, you walk down where I live, and it's, you know, it's a Saturday afternoon, it's a big town centre, not a lot of people, and it's boarded up shop, betting shop, cash converters, boarded up shop, shitload of illegal immigrants gathered in a outside McDonald's, another boarded up shop, another boarded up shop, another cash converters, another betting shop, and that's all it is. So I'm not taking the not taking the mickey. If anything, you should be kind of doing it to me, shouldn't you? But yeah, it's a serious question, so just feel free to put what you want. Quickly before I go, I just had a thought. Is Oxford run by the Greens? So have they implemented some liberal woke, don't arrest criminal policy with your local police? Maybe it's something to do with that, innit? Minor crime, just let them do it. It's a thought. I just had another thought. Minor crime, just let them get away with it. Shoplifting, antisocial behaviour, etc, etc. But if you dare drive out of your zone in Oxford, you've had it. If I dare drive down the wrong street on the outskirts of Oxford, I've had it, because there's cameras everywhere. I mean, it's not quite North Korea, is it? But it's getting a bit Big Brother Oxford for my liking. Saturday morning. For those that know Oxford, you'll probably think I'm going to go the wrong way. I'm going to, is it hang on, I'll tell you the name of the road. St Cross Road, right? That's where I'm going. Now the quickest way is to turn right out of the park and ride to the traffic lights that'll be in front of us, and then turn left past the Tesco Extra, then turn right to the end of that road, then turn left, then kind of skirt round the edges. The issue we've got, if I were to turn left now, if I'm correct, oh, what does that say? Oh, I think I've bloody messed up. I've seen a sign before with a weight limit on it. The last time, well, it must have been the last time I came. A 7.5 ton weight limit from just after these lights going the best way in, and it had no except for access or except for loading wording underneath it, giving me the impression you just couldn't drive beyond those lights. Anyways, I've turned right then. There's now an except for access or except for loading sign. So maybe I could have gone that way. Because it's not the strange thing, but the thing is, once I've delivered, because in the past I've delivered and then gone down to that park and ride. So when I've delivered and driven to that park and ride, coming out of the city centre, there's no restrictions. It's though the restrictions were only in one direction. You know, there's restrictions going in, but once you're in, they want you out as soon as, so you can kind of drive out anywhere you want, because you'll find lots of these weight restrictions are always on your way in. And once you're on your way in and you've got there, obviously you can't see the back of the signs on the way out, so it's a bit of a funny one. But I don't want to risk it because of all the cameras. So what I'll do, I'll just jump on the A34 again, come off at the ring road at the top and drop back in that way. And even up there, once you're off the ring road at the top end, every road into the city centre has got weight limits on it, unless you're loading or unloading, so we're alright. I'm sure they must have recently updated those signs. Anyway, I'm going to fly up to that north side and then drop in. I've plenty of time, I'm still going to be early. And I'll catch you up there with not a lot of space left on the SD card. So I'll try not to waste it on being sat on A34. So I'll see you when we get up there. Look at all these at the other side of the road here doing their exercises. Well, they've stopped now. Welcome to Oxford. They end up breaking the bleeding backs. Right, so at this stage, I owe you an apology because I didn't film quite as much as I thought I'd filmed, because when I was filming, I was pressing pause instead of record, and then pressing record instead of pause. So I filled up the SD card basically with a blank screen, and then paused the blank screen when I thought I was recording. So this bit now's a bit hit and miss. So apologies, because this is about the best. This is about the best I can do. So if it carries on being a bit hit and miss, and there's not a lot of footage being unloaded or driving out of Oxford, or obviously into the loading location, which I did. You know, apologies. Right, all done. Now I'm going to attempt to turn left out of here. Let's lift that bad boy up. And away we go. Bouncing all over the show. Right, so in that one, now this does make sense if you think about it. Normally you'd load from back to front, wouldn't you? But in this case, due to the width, well, there is kind of restriction for the forklift. They had to load it from front to back, which is in fact back to front. Our demands. Well, I'm sure they're going to listen to you. Disclose all finances. Who they're aiming that at? The actual uni. That just sums it up, doesn't it? Look what he's got on his paper bag. The Guardian.
Why not give a scratch card from the National Lottery?
Unbelievable.
What's not to like about that? The National Lottery. Best gift ever. Please gift responsibly. And remember, you need to be 18 to buy, gift and play. Even though it's a gift, rules and procedures apply.
Right, I've just stopped on the A34 now as I've come out of Oxford, just to do my paperwork relevant to that delivery and send the customer a copy of the delivery note. I'm going to make a brew and then I'll be on my way home, and then hopefully, what time is it now? 10 o'clock. Got in there about 8:45. They were expecting me at 9 o'clock. They got me in about 9:10, 9:15. I was finished for 20 to 10. Like I say, I'm here now, going to make a brew and then head up north. Back in on Monday for the same customer, but this time I'm going to be delivering to Birmingham Uni, or the Uni of Birmingham, which I priced relatively, I'll say average, because it was going to Birmingham, knowing that you can get a lot of work out of Birmingham. But after confirming that job, the other another customer, the ones who I moved the pipe for, gave me a call seeing if I could go to Cambridge University with a lot of pipe on, well, deliver Tuesday, collect Monday. So what I'm going to have to do is, again, take a little bit of a hit, because I might not have time, is obviously collecting Manchester first thing of the morning with the same stuff as this, go to Birmingham Uni, tip that. So that's going to be, they're expecting me at 7, half 7, 8, 9, 10. Might be coming out of Birmingham, let's say 11ish. Then a couple of hours back up to reload at Darwin, and then just turn back right round and down to Cambridge for Tuesday morning. Depending on what time I get done on Monday at Birmingham, I may be able to do a Birmingham up to the northwest, but by the time I've tipped, had a look, maybe confirmed something, gone and picked it up, gone up, delivered it, I'm going to be too late to collect the pipe, and I'd rather take that bit of a hit and not let down the customer up in Darwin. So that's my plan for next week. The plan for the rest of this week is just to go home. So I'm going to make a brew, set off, have a leisurely drive home. So hopefully you've learned something in this video. Maybe if not, feel free to give us a thumbs up, and I'll catch up with you next time. So remember, keep it real and cheerio. Well done, driver. See, indicate nice and early. People on a busy dual carriageway can see what you want to do. They'll all be aware of what you want to do, and then one will let you out, and you can build up your speed even in the lay-by and get out. Well, it was another truck, but this car's going to blow off. It's held up with bungees, so it's bouncing up and down, you know, rather than string or something. Right, if anyone's wondering, it's Saturday the 8th. Anyone's wondering why we've got all these people on the bridges, if you were on the M6 going north and there's so many motorbikes, it's a remembrance ride for Dave from the Hairy Bikers. Going up to Cumbria, where he's from. So much for the leisurely drive home.